And there we go. All right, guys. Like I said, thank you so much for jumping on a Sunday evening. We get to talk to Stephanie tonight. I've never heard her full story. I've heard some of it, but I've never heard her full story. So I'm so excited to hear from her. And so as we're going, if you guys have questions, go ahead and drop it in the chat and I'll start watching the chat and we can get any questions answered once she is done. But go ahead, Stephanie. And this is our first Zoom with someone from Canada.
Yeah. Yay.
So that's exciting too. So I'll just let you take it away, Stephanie.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me, you guys. I'm super nervous. So I'm seeing so many unfamiliar faces, but hey, you guys, that's what it's all about, right? Comfort zones. So my name is Stephanie. I'm from Canada. And guys, I've been thriving for 3 years now, okay? To be honest, I was like, what am I going to talk about today? And what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to tell you about my journey and the lessons that I've learned along the way, when I knew it was real, all that kind of stuff. Okay. So when I first saw Thrive, of course, everyone's a skeptic. I was a skeptic. It was just consistently seeing these before and afters. And I was a new mama. So I was like, I need to like get off my butt. I need to feel better. I need to look better. And that's all it was for me. Okay. I thought it was straight up a weight loss product. I didn't do my research. I just decided one day I've seen enough. Fine. I'm going to try it. Skeptic as heck. Okay. So I knew it was an 8-week experience. I got my first day. I was a day one thriver. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Right. So I was like, wow. I still didn't know what it was. I just thought it was a weight loss product, but I felt great. Okay. And guys, this is what I was kind of going through when I discovered Thrive. Okay. So I was in a household that was dealing a lot. I had people close to me that were dealing with mental issues. Okay. So for me, that was like I was just around depression and anxiety all day. Okay. And my daughter was 1 at the time, and I was just trying to keep my head above water basically so that I could be okay, right? Like I would try and take her out of the house and just be normal for her, but inside I was dying. I was like, this is going to be my life forever. Like I accepted it. I like died inside basically, right? I yeah, I felt just like this is how I'm going to live now and that's it. So when I tried Thrive that day one, I just remember standing in my kitchen and like feeling this cloud, okay? Like just this lift off and I felt light and I was like, I can hear better. I don't know. I felt all the things, okay? I was a hard day one thriver. So I was like, okay, like this is something I'm going to keep on doing. I started getting excited to like wake up and take Thrive. And I was a heavy coffee drinker. I didn't eat well. I was just like, all of a sudden, I felt better. I stopped drinking coffee. I was just like, wow, okay. I felt so good. And then, yes, everything, everything happened for me with Thrive. Okay. I got the transformation. I got the energy. I got the mental clarity. I got the mood support. Okay. So I was like, I'm onto something here. But I was like, I'm not going to tell anyone. Okay. I'm not going to tell anyone. It's a full 8-week experience. So this is probably not real. It's all water weight. I'm just going to gain it back. And guys, the reason why I didn't share it was because I was stuck in my head mentally so bad that I was just scared to talk to people at all. Okay. Ever since I started dealing with, the mental health issues and everything, I was just terrified of people, to be honest. Nobody knew it. Of course, on social media, everything's fine. Everything's perfect. I love my kids and everything's fine. Right. But I was freaking tormented and maybe only a few people in my life really knew about it. So on the outside, yes, it looked perfect. Okay. And I didn't want to share it. I was scared, fear of what people would think. Right. So that was huge for me. And it wasn't until I realized like, okay, wait, I mean, I can get it for free. Okay. I'll tell a few people. Okay. I'll tell a few people. So that kind of turned into, well, if I get it for free, then I might as well start promoting it because like maybe another $500 wouldn't hurt. Where I was financially at this time was that when my daughter was born, I sold my business. Okay. So I was just basically sitting on that chunk of money, not really doing too much. I was trying to dabble into some online stores and nothing really stuck. And I was just like, not passionate about anything. So I literally had no job. And I was like, what am I going to do? Because like, I can't just not work. Like my kid's going to grow up when they're babies. They don't really need much, right? Diapers, food, that's it. But I'm like, hey, I can't live like this forever. So still was like, I'm not going to do this. I'll tell a few people, I'll post about it, see how it goes. And guess what? You know, some people did join me, right? So I had like some of my friends that did join me and I was like, okay, cool. So this is a thing now. I really didn't focus too much on it because, to be honest, I had this big fear of judgment. Okay. So when I first started posting about Thrive, I got the usual, how dare you, you're promoting a pyramid scheme, yada, yada. I'm sure we've all gotten it, right? And guys, I almost quit. I almost quit. And the crazy thing is, it wasn't even really, it was like strangers that I didn't even know that were like just spewing hate at me and just like, and I was like, oh my God, I was so fragile, like mentally, that I was like, hey, I'm not going to do this. It's pissing people off. I didn't even know them. Okay. But I still kind of kept going because I'm like, well, I'm starting to see a little bit of traction. Like it is what it is. Block that guy. And was just like, hey, I just got to, put myself out there a bit, but I was so scared. Okay. So for the first year and a half, I started immersing myself more in like the Thrive world. I started seeing people like really succeed, right? I saw, people just doing so well with it. And I was kind of like, well, good for them. Like, good for them. It's not for me. I just didn't want to try, guys. And I didn't even realize this until a year and a half later. But the reason why I never tried or I never went full force into it is because I just thought I was going to fail at everything else, right? I started so many businesses and nothing ever stuck. So to me, this was just like another thing that I'm dabbling in. And, if I didn't make it, I didn't want to like make a big thing about it and be like, I'm thriving and I'm promoting. And then boom, I'm going to disappear because I failed and I gave up. Right. So it was like mentally, I was trying to protect myself from failing so that I never went all in. I never went all in because I can't fail if I'm not all in because I didn't really care. Right. So that was huge. And I didn't realize this till like way later on. And the reason why I never did any self-development, guys. I just thought I was like, I have my head on straight. I'm like a reasonable person. All this self-development, and I'd hear it, right? The self-development. And I was like, I was like, ugh, whatever. It's not for me. I'm not like crazy. I think I have my head on straight. So, I mean, why do I need to, right? I just thought it was super cheesy. And, the training Zooms, I'm like, yeah, I'm not into that. I know what I'm doing. Like, I know how to sign someone up. I'm posting about it. I'm posting about the 3 steps and I don't need to like spend more time, you know what I mean? And that set me back, you guys. Oh my God, I just thought it was too good for it. And, I was starting to see traction, right? And that was by luck. I hit 80K pretty quick. I had someone join that just flew. And at this time, I had never even hopped on a training Zoom. I never checked my Facebook groups. Nothing. I didn't really do anything. As for training, I was just like, oh, here's the VIPs. And then like literally sending them the PDF and being like, just find some people and then just message me and I'll help you. That was it. Okay. I didn't nurture anybody. I didn't learn anything. I was like, okay, easy peasy. And I did get someone that was like, understood it and ran with it. Right. But we weren't doing trainings. We weren't doing training Zooms. We didn't plug in, nothing. So guess what happened? That like crumbled overnight. Okay. Overnight. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm like, all right. And the crazy thing is, guys, I saw it happening. I knew it was going to happen. I could see it, right? Nobody's plugging in. No one's really talking. There's no community feel. It's just kind of like, we're all just kind of communicating through like text. I'm only checking in once a day. And, I was like, I'm good. I'm good. I know what I'm doing. I was like, oh, I saw it coming and I was like, okay, well, I'll just ride it out then. I'll just enjoy the ride. And it crumbled like right overnight. Okay. And I was devastated. And I was just like, okay. And then I got to that point. Okay. That was the turning point for me. A lot of things happened in this time. So one, I fell from 80K to a 12K. Okay. Another thing happened was basically my upline kind of fell back as well. And then at the same time, somebody that I had been prospecting basically told me, like, I'm going with somebody else, right? And I was like, "Ugh, what?" So I really sat with myself and I was like, okay, well, I have a decision to make. Okay, am I gonna quit now or am I gonna figure this out, right? And before I had like such an ego about it. I was like, oh, well, that team's doing so good and I don't want to do what they're doing. I want to do my own thing, But the thing is that everyone's willing to help you and no one sees it that way. We all see it as like, oh, that's so smart. Oh yeah, let's get some tips from these people. And then like teach our team and so on and so forth. I've never met anyone actually that was like, oh, I don't want to help you. I've never in this community, never. It's absolutely amazing. But I wasn't in the community because I was too good for it, right? I just didn't do it. So one day I actually like stumbled upon, I think I clicked on a Zoom link. There was a Zoom. It was my first one. Someone was talking about sample packs and I was like, damn. I was like, oh my God, that's so smart. Okay. And I was hooked from then on. I was like, wow, these really do bring value. They're not cheesy. They're like so amazing. And then that's when I started to like immerse myself more into the Zooms, right? Because I just found myself super motivated, right? And then of course, because we always mix our self-development in with our like technical things and how we run our business, I was hooked. Okay, I was hooked. And then I started realizing all the things about myself, my pride, my ego, my I'm good by myself, right? And then that's when I just started to rebuild and started to get out of my own way and to just be like, all right, there's a ton of resources here. I just gotta ask, I just gotta ask. I just gotta like watch the replays. And I just needed to make a decision. So when all those things came crashing down, I really sat and was like, do I want this? And I was like, I'm gonna give this one fair shot and like go hard and do the things that I needed to do. I was not doing opportunity Zooms. I did not have team meetings. I wasn't putting myself out there. I wasn't showing my face and going live. Like I wasn't doing anything. I was basically just passing on PDFs and hoping that people would just get it, right? So I really just had to teach myself and to get out of my own way and start doing the self-development. And then I started to realize things about myself, why I was not successful, why I was holding myself back, right? My fear of failing and dealing with that and realizing that failing is awesome. Awesome. It's actually awesome. And we got to go through it. There's no way that we can get to that next level without feeling uncomfortable, without failing, right? And then the fear of judgment, I got over that. I got over that because I had a community. Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, this one, honey. I started to have a community and then I understood what it meant when people are like community, like do. And I was like, oh my God, I have friends. People are so nice here. And it was such a nice, positive environment, guys, like that. What like from where I came from to like this, I was like, wow. And it just opened my damn eyes. And I was like, man, this is crazy. Like, this is crazy. And then we got to learn from each other. And then we started pulling each other's like talents together. And now we have this like, this community I'm so proud of. And that just is amazing. But let me tell you something, like in the beginning, when I made that decision, I made a promise to myself. Okay. And I said, I'm going to do whatever it takes. am just going to try. Okay. So that's right. That's what I did. I started seeing what other people were doing that were successful. I got out of my own way. I stopped with the ego and said, all right, what is she doing? What are they doing that they're so successful? And I started doing it. And this is something I tell my team all the time, but guys, there's times when I had power hour and nobody showed up. Okay. 0 people. And I was sitting there like, okay. And you know what? I did my IPAs, right? There were times when I, did my ops Zoom, I had my little flyer up and everything, and guess nobody showed up, 0 viewers, right? And it's like inside you just like, ugh, you're just like, oh my God, like why am I doing this? This is so embarrassing. But guess what? It's like I kept that promise to myself, because when I logged in and like I waited, 10 minutes and nobody logged on, nobody came. And I was like, okay, well, I don't really have to do this. And I was like, well, what if someone comes in late and like, it's just, they needed it, like, what if, I don't know, like, and it was just that little what if that kept me going. Nobody did show up. That's okay. But guess what? I got to say that I didn't miss it. I didn't give up. Right. There were times in the beginning when, when we started our power hour and there was like 4 of us on and it was awkward and we're like, so how's your morning? Like we evolved and we grew together, like there's people that were in that like first few power hours and we're like, we've changed. Like, do you know how amazing that is to have like that one person that believed in you and just ran with you? And it was like so amazing. My girlfriend Linda, she knows we did our power hours, just the 2 of us. But it was like, all the little things that I picked up, and we've honestly, we've grown together and we're so different now, we're so different. And it's like, that's what it takes. And sometimes it's like, you just want to give up because like, no one showed up to your event, or like you tried to call a team meeting and everyone's like, nah, that's okay, man. Just keep going. Cause like, just that energy you put out there, that you're doing this no matter what, you will be unstoppable. You will be unstoppable. And, that was my turning point when I just made a decision that, man, I'm just going to do it. So I have that piece of paper on my vision board when I wrote down like my goals for 2020 and like my promises to the team and to myself. And I knew it's going to just happen. I just got to keep on going, because it gets lonely sometimes, right? And then things happen and there's drama, and it's like, you got to just power through that and just learn through it, right? And watching your energy too. A lot of times, like, especially when your team is growing, there's a lot of energies and a lot of people and a lot of things, right, around you. And it's like, and you just got to keep your head on straight. So, definitely there's been a lot of times where I've been overwhelmed and I'm like, I'm out of here. But then, what started happening? I started seeing my friends being able to, leave toxic situations. I started having people call me and say, my God, this changed my life. Thank you. And you just started to like hear these stories, and it's like, I can't stop, right? I think it's like Maria Diller says, impacting millions, right? And anytime you think that someone's not listening or you want to quit, think about this. Just maybe only you impact one person, but that one person impacts 2 people, and that person impacts 10, and so on and so forth. And that, my friend, is how you're going to impact millions. But in the beginning, I was like, I would hear people say it on Zooms all the time. It's all about the impact. It's all about the impact. It's not about the rank. It's not about the money. And I was like, no, it's kind of just about the money. Like, I just was not in it because I didn't care. I didn't immerse myself in the community or the people. I was just like, I guess this is a side gig, right? I needed to get the F over myself and really see what was happening around me. And it's crazy. So a lot has changed since that first year, the first year. But really, I mean, if you change one life, you'll understand the impact, even if it's your own life. And you know, and I mean, I knew that it changed my life, but I was like, whatever. But now that I see it changing my friends' lives and their friends' lives, and oh, that's the best feeling. And now I'm like, it was only like maybe like this last year that I'm like, oh, that's what they mean by impact. I get it. Um, so yeah, guys, like coming from somebody who, you know, couldn't speak to strangers. This is big, right? This is so big. And it's because I'm not scared to be me anymore. I'm not scared because I have like a team right behind me that's always cheering me on, you know, and it makes such a big difference to have this community around you. So I think like one of the most important things is to build that community around you and just to nurture everybody. And I honestly, like, I didn't do that before because I had no self-confidence. So it's kind of crazy because guys, I would have people sign up with me and I would never talk to them again. Like I was like, just, oh, it was bad. Like I would even have customers say, oh, I had a headache. And I'm like, you know what? Just stop taking it. Like I didn't know anything. Like I didn't, but I never bothered to learn. But now we know that this is a good thing, right? Now we know to turn it around and be like, oh, that's awesome. I know it sucks to have a headache, but this means it's working, right? And just to turn it into a total positive and not be like, yeah, it sucks. And like, no, that's awesome. It's working. That's amazing. Don't worry, it'll pass by in a few days. But just to turn everything into a positive and nurture your customers and not give up on yourself and not to give up on them. And just to really be intentional when you're talking to people, right? And another thing that, you know, we really want to do as well, and I learned was it's not just all thrive. If someone's feeling a little off, and like I'm an empath, so I feel energies like big time, it's like we need to just, you know, love on our team too, right? I mean, um, and just really care about them as people. Cause a lot of times it's like thrive, 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 thrive all day long. And it's like that's the only we turn it into only them. But like we gotta love on each other, and because like this is what's gonna keep you strong on those hard days. This is what's gonna keep you strong when you lose rank and you're like, F it, I quit again, right? Because there's gonna be things that really, you know, drive you nuts in this business. There's gonna be things that are hard. There's gonna be goals that we don't hit right away when we want to, right? Um, but man, you're gonna change so many lives. It's like crazy. Oh, what else would I want to say? Do you guys have any like questions?
I have questions. Oh my gosh, this is so good. And I am so happy I didn't forget to hit record because I'll definitely be watching the replay. So you said you were a day one thriver. Did you take 2 capsules on your first day?
No, and here's the thing, guys, is I was like I would drink like 7, 8 cups of coffee a day. I would look back on my Snapchat and be like, oh my God, I'm literally taking pictures of my coffee every day. I was obsessed. So when I got like that don't drink coffee, I'm like, I think not. I was like, no. But I only took 1 capsule. I felt it right away. So I know for a fact when people are like, oh, it's just hopped up with caffeine, and like I'm a huge coffee drinker, so it's not going to work on me. It will. And we all know, right? It's not just caffeine or anything, it's the vitamins that get us going. But yeah, I actually started from half portions and I probably stayed on half for a few weeks and I felt freaking good. Aside from opportunities, Zooms, meetings, and lives, what's one thing that okay, so one thing that we do to grow our network is basically, I mean, social media obviously is huge right now, right? So we are basically, you know, interacting in groups, adding people on Facebook, and intentionally. We're not just going and adding like 35 people and then just hoping something sticks, right? It is about building relationships. But something that we've been also doing as well is collaborating with other people outside of Thrive. Okay. So grab somebody that, you know, let's say you're into plants, go grab somebody that's into plants and go live with them. Okay. Not about Thrive, just about plants. Okay. And just get those people into your network and looking at you and following you, right? Same with groups, right? Don't just go into groups and then just like and comment on people's things. Stand up, put out a post, and then talk to people. It's crazy because I was so scared. I was like, oh yeah, easy peasy. And then I was like so scared to just make a post in a group, even though it's like, I don't really have to stand up and talk to people. I don't know. I had my issues. I was so scared of everything. But guys, like you do it and you open up those doors and it's like, wow. I was always normally an Instagram person and I was like, ugh, Facebook is dead. Facebook is not dead. Facebook is so good. There are so many people that, Instagram kind of shows you the people that, are kind of like you. Facebook, you can get into a group and find people that are like nowhere near you or like about you or anything. They're completely different people. So that has been huge. And guys, Reels are crazy right now. Really get on that. I know that, if you're like, okay, I was like, okay, I'm not dancing. I'm not doing the TikTok dancing. Like, that's just not even my style. People would be like, why is she trying so hard? But use this tool. It is amazing. Okay. I did one reel that was basically, and I wasn't even going to post it because I was like, oh, this isn't right. I don't like these pants. My hair looks off. Like, I just was like, it's not perfect. And I have a little like side thing going on with one of my girls, and we say we have to post reels. Okay. So an accountability partner, that's what it's called. And so she's like, did you post a reel yet? I'm like, no, I just wanted to like reshoot it. She's like, just post it. I'm like, ugh, fine. Guys, that reel got 205,000 views and I got 300 new followers from that one reel. And it was literally a 10-second reel. So it's crazy. Use the tools that we have, right? We are building social media businesses. Let's learn about that. Let's learn about the hashtags, right? Let's learn about the reels. And the cool thing about reels is that you don't even have to really come up with your original content. And it can be a 10-second thing, right? That's not even related to Thrive. I mean, if you're a mom, there's a ton of funny mom ones, and all you have to do is lip sync for 10 seconds. It's really not the biggest deal, right? I even use my kids. They love doing reels. And there's ones where you don't have to even show your face. I did one where I was just throwing clothes on my baby and then it'd magically appear. And I mean, yeah, it took me like a few hours to kind of get into like the gears of things, but yeah, it was huge. So I really do encourage you to, go outside your comfort zone, go live, collaborate with other people. It's scary because all of us, like when our team started doing more lives, we were collaborating with each other and working with each other, right? And that was like scary at first, but then it gets really comfortable and it's just like chatting with a friend. But the problem with that was that we were just attracting thrivers from this side and thrivers from that side, right? So we were just in our own little Thrive bubble. So I'm like, all right, we practiced. Now let's go bigger. Let's collaborate with other people that are completely outside of our circle. So that's our new thing. Yeah. Where is your DC in Canada? I don't get it.
Where is your warehouse in Canada?
Oh, we have one in Calgary. We have one in Calgary and one in Ontario. I want to say, I don't even know the city it's in, but it's on the East Coast.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
So we have quite a few like moms and everything on here, and you do this full time. So what is your like day like? Like, how are you fitting in being a mom? Because you have babies, like little ones. How are you doing that? How are you being a mom and doing the business?
Well, after my baby was born, so she's 9 months old, I was getting up at 4 a.m. in the morning. I know that's not reasonable for a lot of people, but he was up anyway. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm up for the day, right? And to be honest, people were like, how are you getting up so early? I was like, Thrive. They're like, really? I was like, yeah. But so I was trying to get up earlier, but now that, she's changing, her schedule's changing, right? So now she's like they literally know the second that I'm awake, and they're like, oh my God, I need to be with her. So now I'm just moving it more to the evening time. And just, we work when we can, right? Like we honestly work when we can. And of course, right now with the bonus payouts, I had to call in some help. I was like, listen, like to my husband, I was like, I'm not going to see you guys for a little while. Sorry. But yeah, I had to also drop the whole moms have to do everything and ask for help. And just say, I need a little bit of help, because that was my huge thing too. I was like, no, I got it all. I'm a mom. I can run this business. I can run this, do my team meetings, and I can do it all and feed everybody, and everyone's gonna be happy. But guess what? I was like raggedy. I showered today, but like it was bad. And I was like, hey, I need to, yes, ask for help. And that was a huge thing for me to let go of too, was just like, well, my babies need me. I need to be everything. But guess what? You deserve a shower. You deserve time to yourself too, right? And this is something that I literally I struggle with a lot. And I learned that, you know what? You deserve it. You deserve it. You go shower, mama. Yeah. Accountability with showering. Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes the girls will be like, oh, you showered today. Congratulations. But I'm like, so yeah, I do what I can when I can, but ask for help. Ask for help. And you know what? If you don't have help, you can do this, but you just have to shift your day around a little bit, right? In the beginning, when Avery was 1 and I didn't have any help, right? So I was on my own, and I did it when she was sleeping. I did it when she was napping. And that's how I just started, building my business, is just kind of like when I could. There's going to be times where I'm nursing. Oh, that's my quiet time. And honestly, there's times where I'm like, Avery, can you just go on the iPad? Like, I just stopped shaming myself, really. I stopped shaming myself. Any other questions? Oh, I have one thing actually.
Sorry, my computer froze. Oh, go ahead.
I wanted to say something because I've been reading this book and it's completely changed my mind, or like my brain, okay, in the way that I think. Okay, so when bonuses came out, right, we were all like, oh, right, like our heads blew up, we were freaking out, we're like running, we're going hard. And then did the fear set in for you guys? Like, did the fear set in, like, wait a minute, how the heck am I gonna do this? And like, wait, maybe I can't do this. And you started getting really in your head, right? And really like, okay, well, maybe I'll just help somebody. I'll help somebody rank up and I won't go for my own, because like you get in your head and you get this fear starts to set in, right? One book that really, really helped me was, it's called Rich AF. Okay. Her name is Amanda Frances, and it's a book about basically, yes, Amanda Frances. It's a book basically about changing your brain, like your mind and the way you think about money. Okay. We do a lot of work on just manifesting and really knowing that you deserve things. And guys, taking showers and taking care of yourself is part of that. Money mindset, 100%. Okay. And just that your thoughts will calibrate, how do I put this? What you attract will calibrate, right, to you. And not to get too like woo-woo, but just read it, guys. Honestly, you can buy it on like iBooks, I think for like $7 or $6 or something like that. And it is worth a read, because I started getting scared of like, wait, this is way too big of a number. Like, this is crazy. Like, how can I've never seen this kind of money before? Maybe I'll just try and help people. I started hearing those thoughts in my head and I was like, I need to stop and I need to get comfortable with receiving this kind of money. Because if I don't get comfortable with it, I'm going to sabotage myself in some way, to the point where I'm going to take it easy, or I'm just not going to reply back to that message, or I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to push myself because I'm not even comfortable with receiving this. So get comfortable with receiving those bonuses. Okay. Yeah, guys, read the book. Like even just the first chapter will blow your mind. And I was just like, I was wowed because those thoughts did start to seep into my head. And I was like, wait, this is too much. Is that asking too much? You know, is that asking too much? And like, I don't need that much money, you know, but those things started to come into my head and it was crazy. So if you are going through that, if you have those fears, if you're like, oh, what would I even do with that? And I only need a small chunk of that, you know, read that book, get your money mindset right, and know that you deserve it and that there's so much you can do with it. Even if it's like, you know, you can donate so much of it, that's perfect. You deserve it. You know, you deserve it. So whatever you're going for, and then reach higher, like reach higher. Cause sometimes we just like, I'll go for this and it's a bare minimum. And like, you know, guys, we deserve this. Okay. We are changing lives. And there's so much you can do with this money. It's not even just, I'm going to go buy this car and this car. There's so many lives we can continuously change with this. Yeah, so I wanted to share that because it's been a huge thing in our team right now to just like get your mind right with this money first, and just get used to receiving this and knowing that you deserve this because you do, and get real comfortable with it. So I wrote down basically a number. I was like, okay, so I'm going to get this bonus and then this one. And I was like, wow, that's a big number. And you know what? For the first time, I was like, yeah. Yes. Because sometimes I used to just put a number on the vision board and just be like, that's a good number. That's crazy, but I don't think I'm going to get it. But like, ooh, that'd be nice, right? Ew. So now when I see that, when I saw the number and then I saw the number on my vision board, I was like, my God, they match. So I was like, okay, I meant to have this. I deserve it. We deserve it. And guess what? Like, these bonuses are going to change lives. So when you get tired, and guys, honestly, I mean, there's so many days where I'm like, oh, I'm talking about these 3 steps again every day for the 3rd year in a row. But I mean, that's just part of it, right? That's part of it. It is not a bad place to be, right? It is like the least of our problems to be like, I don't feel like talking about vitamins today, but like it could be a lot worse, right? We would have had to get dressed, go to work, you know, like things could be so much worse. So whenever you feel fatigued, and you are going to, whenever you feel like I'm over talking about vitamins, just know that that one person really needed to hear your story today. Really, truly, you know, they really needed you to. I've had friends that have joined the team that are like, I've been watching you for 2 years. And finally I cracked, right? Or I've had friends that like, every time I posted about Thrive would send me like a rolling eye emoji or like, I'm going to mute you, like all this stuff. I have. But the crazy thing is that they will always come back, even if it's years down the road. Everybody in their life at some point is going to be tired, is going to, you know, need a side hustle. Yeah, my friend Elia watched for 2 years, right? And it was just that one post that I was like talking about energy. And she was like, wait, okay, I'm just going to do this. And she even told me, guys, I'm not promoting. I'm very happy with my job. I'm not into it. So don't. And I told her about the VIP bonuses and she's like, okay, well, maybe. But she was like, I'm really happy with my job. So like don't try and recruit me, basically. Right. And now look at her. She's out in Miami living her best life. You know, so like, guys, just don't ever let somebody's no or like, you know, oh, this is a scam, ever stop you, ever. And always stay connected to your team because they're going to be the ones that have your back. They're going to be the ones that keep your head on straight. And they're going to be the ones that just keep you going, like for real. And coming from somebody who was like, I don't need a team. you know, I don't get this whole community thing. And I really rolled my eyes at it when I'd see other people post about, oh, my team, my community, like-minded people. I was like, okay. But I get it now. I get it now when I like hop on Power Hours and I'm like, damn, it's not, you know, it's like, it's different now. We're a family now. We like care about each other. Like, it's not just about Thrive, you know? So it's pretty crazy. So yeah, super thankful, always grateful for this opportunity and for these people that we've met, right? And it's amazing. So don't be scared, know your worth, and know that you deserve this bonus money that is coming to your bank account.
Amen.
Mhm.
So I have two more questions and then I promise I'll let you go.
No
You're
worries.
just giving us awesome life tonight. So my first question is, what does it look like to be a brand new promoter in VIP with you?
Oh, okay.
Like,
So we honestly just really kind of started to revamp our onboarding system because we really realized that onboarding is the most important thing, right? It's basically like sink or swim. So right away we want to, so what we did was we started a VIP push group. Okay, so that's just like a chat. Because, you know, throughout the years, things get crazy, like chats get crazy. So basically we throw them in a VIP chat, a push chat. Once you're in it, you know, you're going to get, we have our 12K leaders in there that will basically give them tasks every day. Tell them this is where you get this is where you find this. So there's that one chat. Okay. If you're out of your VIP period, you're out, right? No offense. It's just you're out, you graduated. And then obviously, like, I want to be keeping in touch with them. Even if they're in that VIP group, I'm talking to them every single day, right? And I'm like, we have welcome calls. First of all, if you sign on, we're having a welcome call. I'm going to just basically give you the gist of it. I want you to feel very comfortable with me. And then I want to talk about what their, if anything's like any issues that they might have right off the bat, because a lot of it, guys, is mind work, first of all, right? People say, well, how do I do this without being salesy, all those things. So I want to knock all those worries and issues out of the way right away and give them that confidence, right? And then we want to bring them into the community and just like start tagging them, show them where we have newbie Zooms every single week, where we basically do like the cloud office and tell people how to duplicate and hit their VIPs, right? So we just tell them, just focus on your 2 customers and 2 promoters. On that welcome call, I'm going through with them. Okay, so do you know 2 people that need some energy, 2 people that you can reach out to, not just post, but reach out to and be like, hey, my God, I know you just had a baby and oh my God, girl, you need to try this. It's so amazing. I just feel so good. That's it. I'm not trying to pitch them. I'm just like, oh my God, have you tried this new restaurant? It's so good. Oh my God, order this. That's all it is, right? Take the pressure off them right away to like have to sell and just tell your friends what you're doing. And I prepare them also. You're going to get people that are like, no, right? That's okay. You're going to go through it and it's totally okay. Anytime you feel down, you message me, you tell me I got rejected, and then we'll hop on a call and we'll figure it out, right? Because I think that's the most important thing, because people are like, I don't want to be rejected, but I just tell them you're going to be rejected. It's okay. Perfect. Let's move on. Right. So yeah, really just, and then working on that first post with them, right? I say, okay, why do you like Thrive? Why do you want to do this? And if it's just, you know, do they have a story like, oh my God, I felt amazing. All right, let's talk about that. Let's just be open about it and not try and be sneaky, like I'm trying to do this little thing. No, just come out with it, be loud, be proud, because guess what? That's going to shut a lot of the haters down right away. Because how I started, I was just kind of like, I'll just kind of slip this in there. And like, I didn't want to be loud and proud about it. And guess what? Why would anyone want to thrive with me when I was just kind of like, oh, it's just this little thing. And it's like, no, it's like this little thing. It's like energy. That's how I was though before. I was really like shy and like scared. So I said, let's go loud, let's go proud. And yeah, let's welcome you, right? So we work on that as well. And then every day we're just we have like modules in our Facebook group as well, that it's just basics that they can just kind of go through, because some people are visual learners and they just want to read through things. So it's like really quick modules, like a little welcome video, a little video about where to find this, about what the terms mean, something very simple like that, right? So just have one place where they can find things. Also in the Facebook group, we have albums of testimonials of before and afters that people, that newbies, because they don't have any testimonials, they don't have any before and afters, they can just take from there and post, right? They can just take from there and be like, my friend's testimonial, whatever it is, right? We're like, listen, this is all abundance. We're all here to share. You have an amazing transformation, throw it in, right? You got like an amazing text from someone, throw it in. Let's all help each other. There's no that's mine or that's theirs, right? It's abundance mindset. So yeah, so right away we do that. And then yeah, we invite them on to just really, you know, get on the trainings. I do tell people it is very important for them to do that. Just like any other job, you don't show up at your job at a restaurant and just try and find things, right? We're like, nope, this is how you do it. And I think that kind of structure helps people out a lot too, that they know exactly what to do. Because before, when I had a VIP, someone in VIP, I'd say, hey, how are you? Are you good today? You need anything? Of course, they're like, no, I'm fine, I guess. Like, no one's messaged me. I'm like, cool, okay. And it was because I didn't know what to do myself. And I was scared to lead, or like scared to like help them. And then they failed. And then it was just a whole thing. It's a mind thing. So yeah, just putting systems in play, making it very simple, and then showing them where to find all the information. Also, before we kind of had this onboarding system, I was just answering all the questions. So people would be like, oh, what about this ingredient? I'd go and search it up and give it to them. But you know what's a lot easier? Showing them where to find the information themselves, right? And that's duplicatable. Because I got overwhelmed, because I was like, I need to answer everyone's questions and I need to handle this and make it so easy for them so that they won't leave. And guess what? It's a lot more efficient when you build leaders and you show people where to find things so that they can show their people where to find things, and so on and so forth. And that frees up your time to like train new people, or, you know, do your own thing, right? So that was one thing. I guess that's what we do. We celebrate each other a lot. But yeah, that's kind of our onboarding system, is just, you know, energy, just running with it, being so excited for them. And then once they graduate, you know, we'll kind of move them into their own group chat. We have one main one for announcements only. Nobody talks, no chatting. It's just for announcements. And then we'll move them into like another one where they can ask questions and chat and stuff like that. So
That's awesome. So my last question, and I ask everybody this, what was the moment where you said, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is my life?
oh my God. It's probably like recently. Yeah, recently when I, you know, because I was just kind of, I don't know, it must have been recently, throughout the pandemic anyways, when our, you know, I'm sure everyone's business kind of really blew up the first few months of pandemic. And I was like, God, how lucky am I to not be scrambling and freaking out? And I was like, oh my God. And like, not only me, but my friends, right? We had this. And I was like, oh my God, like, how is this? Like, how is this? So, yeah. And after having my baby, like, I know you guys, like your mat leave in the States is like 6 weeks or something, right? It's like something crazy like that.
Oh, you mean after having a baby?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it's like 6 weeks they have to go back to work.
I can't imagine. Or 12 weeks. Oh my God. You guys, that makes my heart bleed, because I don't even know. Like, and just to be able to, because I had a pandemic baby, right? So just being able to like stay home and not worry about all the things was insane. Was insane, because I'm like, my God, like if I had to like go out and like work and like, oh my gosh, it's just insane. So I think during pandemic, I was like, Jesus, we are so freaking lucky to have this opportunity just to have this opportunity to like do this. And our freaking company is so insane. They're like the bonuses, my God, this is gonna change all of our lives. So yeah, I think we are so freaking lucky. We're so blessed. And guys, like this culture here is something unreal, like where you can literally meet anybody and they're like, yeah, sure, I'll help you. Yeah, sure, no problem. When do you need me on? Right? Like it's crazy that so many people, and we have like cross people that come in and, you know, train teams and just do a Zoom with us or hop on an op Zoom with us. And they're just all like, yeah, of course. When do you need me? It's insane. So we are so, so, so lucky. But yeah, every day now I'm like, how is this our life? So
Well, thank you so much for giving us your time tonight.
Yes.
I mean, she didn't even like second guess it. As soon as I asked her, she said yes. So like she said, there's always someone willing to reach out and to help. This was so good. I recorded
Yes.
it. I'll send you the recording. And if nobody else has any other questions, then I'm going to let everybody go. And you guys have a great night.
thank you so much for having
No,
me.
Thank
thank
you. Thank you. It was so
Bye,
good.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Good night, y'all.